It's qualified. Oh, will qualified. Just ada profile apa?
Yes, 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 yes. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, it's a pleasure to have you all. Okay. It's my first time to see this gentleman called Peter Royal Q. All right. I thought I was this Peter from this side of that country is known as Dubai. Right. So let us share the link. We are about to get started. All right. But before we get started, some good signals to trade. Let me check. All right. Okay, all right. Let me see. Yeah, we are 24 on the call. Could we do it much more bigger? More numbers, please. All right. Okay. Before I get started, I know most of the people are not into too much profit, right? And most of you might be floating a little bit in your businesses. And my question to you this morning is simple: is that you just need to understand that it's very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, for you to get the gist of the business, right? But to get the gist of the business and be able to make profit from the business by understanding. I'm just waiting to see some leaders on the call, by understanding that the market has low momentum, and when the market has low momentum, but you'll find that sales are not fast and instant. And so I would love to advise the following: understand the dynamics of the business, and know, like some people usually say, every day is not a Sunday. Every day is not a Sunday. So if you make too much profit today, please don't take it like a habit that every day things should be straight. The world, I should say, the world is like mountain. It has mountain and valleys. Today it's good, tomorrow might be fair, that day is better, but you just need to remain positive and understand that things will not keep as they are, right? They will keep on drastically changing. They will keep on drastically changing. Sometimes your results might be slow. Sometimes your results might be fast. But what keeps you is that ability to keep going, right? That ability to keep thriving, even when things may not be 110 moving your direction, right? I've seen Coach J is in the house. Today is his day. So with that said, I would love to come to the end of my sharing this morning and encourage you to remain positive. What is down will go up. Focus on doing your best to increase your capital and learn what to do, but keep on winning all the time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. And I want to wish you a nice session this morning. Back to you, Coach Jay, to your sharing today. Thank you so much. And I'll make you the host. All right. Before I mute myself, Coach Jay, are you into the house? Coach Jay, are you into the house, sir?
Yes, I'm here, Leader Julius. Thank you so much. We're just waiting for some more people to enter the room. Good morning, good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of your favorite hosts and co-host, Coach Jay, 123 from Cape Town, South Africa. Always very excited to be on any Zoom call, as many as I possibly can. Why? Because not only am I teaching and coaching others, but I'm reminding myself what to do, what not to do, and just trying to be as enthusiastic as I possibly can. So we're going to give it a few more minutes for more and more people. I think we can get this participants to 50 participants or more at least. We are now currently 41. Leader Julius, while I put some cereal in my son's mouth, please can you can you just brief everyone about what we summarized on the Zoom call last night. Many people missed out on that great session. If you don't mind, maybe you can just summarize, and then in the next 5 minutes, I can start the lesson.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Angole Sam, I've been boxing you in the next 5 minutes, all right? So let me just start this off, and then I come into your chart, right? Then we can see how we can get you started in the business. Thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, those that were not here with me, we had an invitation, and this invitation was, I just wanted some people to find out. Also myself, I had some questions, because in the team, we have so many people that are having different approaches to the business. And as a person that I've been here for the last 8 months, there is no straight strategy to winning profits in the market. And so I would love always to make sure that I bring everybody to give you ideas, right? Ideas, because I personally believe that everybody needs to learn how to use their board to maximize profit. That's how I believe. I don't believe in moving in with one straight strategy that maybe is landing on something only here and there. And I was able to learn something. And this something is, let me steal the host powers from Coach J first. Okay, then I make him a co-host, right? So that I can be able to share my screen. All right, so there are certain insights I was able to learn that I would love to talk about. You know, when anybody teaches you something, you may not learn everything, but you might pick something from what that person is really sharing. I'm trying to find a beautiful way. Let me log into. I'm trying to find a beautiful way to make sure. Okay, so I stop sharing. I want to log into one of my accounts. Okay. One of the things I really want to grasp, and I hope in the near few hours I'll be good to go, is to learn when to exit and when to enter market. And after I've grasped it well, like you know, always, I'll make sure that I come back here and be able to share with you. I'm still into the learning process, and before I grasp it by heart, it will be very hard for me to really come up here. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. One of the things we shall face as we trade is floating loss. What is floating loss? Floating loss is when the average price is higher than the current price of a particular coin, right? The average price is higher than the current price. And the average price is created by the number of times that the robot gets into the market. The robot calculates both and creates what we call the average price. And during this, we have what we call floating loss. And floating loss is usually displayed by the robot definitely to you. For example, in this particular coin, the change percentage is -6, but the floating loss, if I sell of this coin, I'll be losing $14, right? It's clear there stated. But at the same time, as this coin is into floating loss, I can be able to look at the change in the percentage of the floating loss, because even during the floating loss, we can be able to make profit. And so one of the best ways to make profit during the floating loss is to, ladies and gentlemen, to look at how fast is the market changing. Remember, we can be able to make profit. For example, if you are noting this coin that is available for you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking at it very clearly, it is changing from -6.64, like you see, if you are watching with me at the return rate right now. If you are able to watch the return rate of this particular coin, it is into floating loss of -6.64. But it's moving from -6.64 to now -6.58.56. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? There is a move in the market. There is a move in the market. This coin, it is true, it is in floating loss, but this coin is going up and going down. All right. If you can see what I'm talking about, could you just raise up your hand? You can see what I'm talking about. Could you just raise up your hand? You understand what I'm talking about? Because I don't love to speak alone. You just need to show me a hands up. Okay, a hands up, at least if I could see 10 or 20. Because, gentlemen, the reason why we are here is to understand how we can manage our robots right. Because I see only 9 or only 10, and yet we have 56 people on the call. Okay, I just want to see majority. Just seeing 12, 13, 14 only, yet we are 56 on the call. It means some people are not understanding what I'm saying. So let me go back and explain. Because the reason is, if you get some floating loss, I want to show you different strategies you could use to make profit in the floating loss. And also, you can go out of the floating loss. Now, gone are the days when we need our coins to be in blue for us to be happy. We can still be happy when our coins are in red. Hello? Okay, so gone are the days, because, ladies and gentlemen, the market, if the market has low momentum like now, if I come here on quantitative, Julius, what do you mean by low momentum? If I talk about low momentum, you come here and tap on percentage change, you see that the coin that is leading with high percentage in the market is Atom, and Atom in the general has already made 3.9%. The next coin in the line is Zinc, and Zinc has done 0.72%. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows that the market has low momentum. Low momentum, I mean, we can only maximize profit if the market has huge momentum, right? When the market has huge momentum. And now when we tap on professional on this side, you see that the coin that is leading with high percentage has only done 2.3%. The rest of the coins, gentlemen, are into the market, but they have low momentum. If you understand now what I'm talking about when I talk about momentum, just give me some thumbs up or a love heart. When I talk about low momentum, you are getting what I'm saying. Let me see some love hearts, some thumbs up. The gist of the business is to be able to understand. The gist of the business is to be able to understand, because if you understand, you can take a right decision, all right? Okay, beautiful. Now you see that most of the coins are having low momentum. There is low momentum, that those that are doing poorly are not taking a high move, and those at the same time that are doing well are not too high at the moment. What does this show? This shows that the market is too slow. And when the market is too slow, our degree of profitability is also low. We make too much profit when the market has a huge momentum. Okay, even you see, like there is ability during floating loss to be able to make profit. There is ability even in floating loss to be able to make profit. If you can notice this, it is moving from negative 644 now to negative 50. And if you are good in mathematics, 0, this is just an example, 0.5 minus 0.44, right? I borrow 110, this is 9, and this is 0, that is 0.9. Okay. Now that's 0.9, ladies and gentlemen, can be profit. If we get into little mathematics, what is 0.9% of a one shot with some capital? Now, let me also clear the air, ladies and gentlemen, that are onto the call. I hope you see the movement. It's now 0.4, now 0.37. It gets back to 0. Let me see, 0.37 from 50, from 0.50 to now 0.37, meaning now to 0.4, meaning in that space, although the market doesn't have momentum, there is ability for us to make profit. If you understand what I'm talking about, can you just give me a thumbs up? Let me see. Now let me see which okay. All right. Okay, if you could tap down here, there are so many signs you could use, and I would love a thumbs up now as emoji. I would love a thumbs up as emoji if you understand what I'm talking about. I just see the thumbs up, not a hands up. A thumbs up, just a thumbs up if you understand what I'm now talking about. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to understand that coins will go into floating loss, all right? Coins will go into floating loss. Now, we are here to empower you like we were empowered yesterday on how we can particularly, it doesn't matter your capital, we can particularly, even when these coins are going down, right? Even when these coins are going down, we could get into the market and make some profit from the market. Like I usually say, as long as we stay in the business, we shall always find solutions to every problem that we have. So what does it take? One, it takes you, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to notice what I'm talking about. And so remember, when I tap on this coin, Royal Q provides us, ladies and gentlemen, 3 different strategy modes. And these strategy modes determine the profitability of this particular coin, all right? Remember, the robot we use is fast, the robot we use is efficient, and the robot we use is automatic. It only becomes automatic depending on our instructions. Now, if we are going to be able to trade, we have 3 different strategies. I hope Coach J is getting ready. The first one is the whole warehouse mode. The second one is the sub-mid mode real-time settlement. The sub-mid mode, and the third one is the sub-mid mode real-time settlement. The ability and the power for you to understand these 3 strategy modes gives you the key to making money in the business. The whole warehouse mode, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are instructing our bot to sell everything when the market bounces back in profit. The submit mode, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are instructing our robot not to release our profit, but to use the market when there is floating loss to be able to cover up. The submit mode real-time settlement is where we are instructing our bot, ladies and gentlemen, to make the 50th call up to the 100th call independent. And so if I want to go out of this floating loss, if it was a one shot, I can first and foremost, this gentleman, tap on trade settings. Now come to my strategy setting. And in your strategy setting, ladies and gentlemen, you can be able to design a trading strategy. And you can name your trading strategy independently. And I'll basically and perfectly choose this strategy I have when the market is going deep. And now, since I realized that the market, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't have a good momentum, I will go for a less risky profitability, which is 1.1. And I put 0.1. Why? Because like we started, you all realize that the market doesn't have momentum. So there is ability for me to make little profit, all right? Now, the magic, ladies and gentlemen, will be now on the margin call configuration. And now, since the market has no momentum, meaning it is not deeply going down, at the same time, it is not highly going up. Now, I will go in, ladies and gentlemen, for a quick buy of 0.2 because I want my robot to buy very, very fast. I want my robot to buy very, very fast because I want to take a one shot, all right, into the deep. All right, let me just do this. Also, as I do this, I want to be money conscious. I want to be money conscious. Now, I want my robot to buy the first 4 times, all right? Then, if this market keeps behaving as it is, because it was a one-shot parameter, I could be able now to take my one-shot, ladies and gentlemen, from the fifth call, all right? All right? So let me see if it could be able to buy once, because to buy very fast, because this would be 10, 20, 30, those would be $40, all right? Okay, let me save it up. The buy-in callback, okay, let me save it up. Okay, 0.2, oh, 0.1, all right? Okay. I'll still keep my coin in one shot. I want my robot to be able to buy off, all right? And oh, the margin calls are closed, so let me open them up. Okay. So I want really my bot to buy when this market falls down a little percentage. I can't be able to take a one shot according to me now. I can't be able to take a one shot, and the answer could be very, very simple. I can't take a one shot in the 4 margin calls, all right? The first 4 margin calls, I can't be able to take the one shot, all right? Because this was a one shot trading coin. So I want my robot to just buy a little bit more, which it's going to do, ladies and gentlemen, which it will do very, very soon. And when it does the first 4 margin calls that I have explained, and this will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the market cannot fall down by 25%. So after it has done the first 4 margin calls, I'm now going to look at this coin critically. Return. Look at this coin critical on how it is changing in percentage, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be able now to set a one-shot parameter. And the use of this one-shot parameter will be able to buy through the margin calls. And once it buys, it will be able to sell. I hope that is very, very clear. Now, if you look at the change of percentage, it means this coin gets cheap, and also the prices go cheap, meaning it goes more cheap, and also it can be able to make some profit. But since it hadn't done the first 4 margin calls, I just wanted to buy very fast. If it goes above the first 4 margin calls, then I could be able to use 1 margin call to take a good one shot. Although still, I could do it with the first margin call, but I would love it that way. And like I usually say, it's a process of learning. And Now I'm okay. That's what I wanted to share. Depending on how your trading is, mine may not be able to take it right away, right now here. But what I want to express and to talk about is that according to what I learned yesterday, I can do a one shot when my coin is going down, right? So that when it bounces back, it can be able to give me some profit, right? I see 5 questions about what I'm talking about. Are these questions all it was people giving me some thumbs up? It's not a question. Could you lower your hand? Okay, could you lower your hand? Hey, the hands are increasing. Lower your hand, please, if it's not a question. And let me remain with those with questions only. Lower your hand if it's not a question. Please lower your hand if it's not a question. Okay. Before I invite. Now, the reason why I've talked about that is that if you are having some floating loss and you really want to make profit in the floating loss, you can take a one shot in the floating loss. And I want also to emphasize, one shot is short-term trading. I think it's what this trade, you know me, I'm not a trader. I'm not a trader. Me, I'm a businessman who needs to profit from the market. Maybe slowly with the working with these other traders here, I would learn how to be a good trader. Me, I need money. You know, I come from a village behind a village where village people gather to solve village problems. So there are a lot of problems in my village that I need to solve and that need money. So me, I'm not a trader, I need money. So the one shot is a short-term trade. If you receive a signal, and that signal is a one-shot trade, it means please enter now, take some profit, get out of the market. Hello? Am I speaking to somebody on the call? It's not this thing. Hey, it seems this coin is over giving profit. As you know, someone was trading Atom yesterday. I gave him this one shot of Atom. When I shared my coin, this is what happened. Let me show you. This guy, we were together on the same coin. We entered at the same time because it's near me here. And when we entered this particular coin, this coin was known as Atom. I hope. Yeah, because I was able to make $9 out of it. Now, this guy, we traded Atom. Me, I made $9. I went off. This guy told, hey, Julius, I've landed on a landmine of money. So he entered again the second time. Hey, God was good. He made $1. I said, hey, Julius, you guy, you don't understand this coin called Atom. You are just joking with it. It is pumping. He got his $500. He entered. This time he was very greedy. He entered the next time. Hey, hardly did he know that Atom had changed direction. As I speak right now, he's in sweet floating loss. And I've been here laughing at him, telling him, thank you for enjoying Atom. Now, when we say as a team we are trading one shot, please, there is no greed. If you have got something, that is all for you. And that something is enough. Okay, now, it seems my coin has started to do what I've said. So like I'll share, then I can be able to show you. I've seen some message. You see, my floating loss has gone down up to from 0. I think it was 37 to now 0.62. And like usually say, the reason of buying the dip using the margin call, and the reason why my margin calls are not so wide is because the market is not very volatile. I need to make this very clear. The market is not very volatile. And because it's not, it is slow. So I don't need to do a lot of spaced margin calls, all right? I hope everybody could notice. How do you note that? You don't need to be a trader. You just need to be like Julius. You look at the highest coin that is doing well in the market, it has only made 1.72. And you see the lowest one is at -8, meaning there is no huge momentum. You look at general, Atom is leading with 3.38. And zinc is leading with 0.48. There is no momentum. There's no speed in the market. Even if we go back this side on home and look at the 12-hour volume, you look at Atom only has 3.9 million. VET has 1.2 million leading coins. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, the market has no momentum. The profitability we're using Royal Q happens too much when the market has huge momentum. That's why I'm also giving short margin calls, right? Short margin calls. Even if you look at the hot coins that Royal Q is giving, these top 10 coins, look at how ADA is doing, how DOT is doing, Shiba, BTC, you look at Ethereum, Aave, Doge, Link, Solana, and Matic, really, their strategy ratio is really, there is no huge momentum, okay? There's no really huge momentum. And because of that, okay. Now, I can be able to, if it buys, I want it to buy 4 times, meaning when it buys, then it can be able to sell, okay? So I will keep it at that. And I emphasize on the one shot being given to you. Now that the market has little momentum, please take 1%. Now don't take 2%. Don't take 2.5. If you have received the one shot, please, I beg you, take 1%. Why? Because the market has less momentum. And when you trade a coin in one shot, wow. Let me give you this signal. It is here for me, right? Let me give you. And the coin I want to give, I think it's, if it goes well, it is Matic. Let me see. And mine have enterprise. Let's see. Should have trading. This is getting, my other phone is getting slow a little bit. Let me pick it from here. Sorry, my network. But I'm finishing. This guy is time. Huh? Okay, bye, Matic. Matic Enterprise. Matic Enterprise. Let me send it to Coach J. You can phrase it better. Then I'll be leaving. Thank you so much, everybody. Let me drop it into Coach J's inbox. You can phrase it better. Back to you, Coach J. I'm dropping the signal into your chat.
All right, thank you, Leader Julius. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening here on the Zoom call. It's going to be to your advantage, of course, if you take this information seriously that is being sent. We're sending signals every single day, guys. I hope that somebody learned something about being able to do a one shot in floating loss while still in floating loss, so that you can decrease the total number of margin calls which the robot has already purchased for you. However, guys, the reality is that you won't be able to do the one shot in floating loss if you're not going to add capital, right? And so one of the most important things that we need to take into consideration as a trader is our risk to reward ratio, right? And also, most importantly, when it comes to our Royal Q business, is to manage our wallet, right? So if we're not going to manage our wallet correctly, then we're going to have more funds in one coin, and maybe the funds that we have in that one coin is not going to be as beneficial as it would be if we have the correct amount of funds in another coin, which is in fact doing well. So I'm just waiting to see what the signal looks like here from Leader Julius. And we see the current price and we see the entry price. All right, so let's look at Matic. The current price 1.53398 can move faster than what we expect. And it is, of course, imperative that we get in on the right entry price. All right, so let's put Matic, one shot, just typing out the signal, and we can take profit of at least 1% to 2%. Right? You guys need to curb your enthusiasm. You guys need to sell when your greed permits. And even if you are able to just take 1% from the market, it is in fact a 1% that you never had to begin with, right? So where the focus goes, the energy flows. So in order for anyone to do a one shot whilst in floating loss, remember you need to have capital, of course, and your trade setting, your strategy mode. Your strategy mode needs to be in sub-bin real-time settlement. Okay, if it is not in sub-bin real-time settlement, then you won't be able to change your distributed and take profit allocation. You may be wondering what I'm talking about for those of you who haven't clicked around your back office. But it is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, that we click around our back office and we make sure that we find the perfect entry. Now, when we're trading, we don't just want you guys to jump into a signal just for the sake of it being a signal from myself or from Leader Julius or from any of the other leaders that are sending signals, because we are also just, in fact, human, and we don't control the market, which is something very, very important for all of us to understand. But we can control our enthusiasm, we can curb our greed, okay? And it's not easy being a crypto trader, right? But for anyone that wants to take action, it's actually going to be to your advantage, right? So what we're actually doing with Royal Q is different types of trading. You can decide whether or not you want to be a day trader, swing trader, scalp trader. What we're doing with the one shot is that we're actually doing scalp trading, right? So we take in a percentage from the market, but before you enter a trade, you need to in fact understand what the trend is before you enter the trade. So I'm going to send a quick image to one of the groups so that I'll share my screen and we can discuss the trend of a certain coin, which is what Leader Julius was touching on just now with you guys. To know when to trade and to know when not to trade is very, very important. Okay, guys? So let me just share some more information to the group before I continue with the basics around day trading, because that is what the robot is actually doing for us. The robot does day trading, but we just need to make sure that we set the trade and we enter the trade at the right price, right? And once again, one of the main important things for a trader to understand is that it is imperative, it's very important to protect our capital at all times. If we're not going to protect our capital, we definitely won't be able to decrease the average price. And then, of course, there would be trading error, and we'll make some big mistakes, which is something that we don't want to do. We want to become billionaires in this space. We don't want to get wrecked. Okay, so let's talk about before you trade cryptocurrency, and then we can open up the floor to some calls. So we need to have the basics first before we can enter a trade, right? Before you trade cryptocurrency, what is the trend? We want to be trading coins, of course, when it's bullish, but the market can also be sideways. and it can also be bearish, which is a downtrend. So this would be the uptrend, the sideways, and of course the bearish, which is the downtrend. So if we want to get into a trade, we want to understand what is support and resistance. And we can't teach everything in one go, right? But what we can do is encourage you guys to do research. When the market is sideways, we want to wait for what we call a breakout. We need to do research on what is a breakout in trading, what is a breakout in crypto trading. And when it is bearish, we want to talk about or find out what is the price, or is the price rather at resistance. So, of course, once we can find the support in the trade, which is done by basic technical analysis, it will be a good time to buy. And this is why you guys get the signal. So all that you actually basically need to learn how to do is to set the trade effectively, but don't go in with all of your capital. Very, very important not to use all of your capital at once, because you want to keep some of that capital to either buy more at market price when the market dips, or you want to add more margin calls and a margin call percentage drop so that the robot can buy more on that drop. Now, here's some basics behind day trading. You want to make sure you can cut your losses and make peace with your losses. Like we were saying last night on the call, we've seen it, that it's not a problem to sell off some of your coin in loss so that you can experience that short-term pain, but then go for the long-term gain, right? You want to make sure that you are not trading with any emotions. You want to control your emotions. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that many traders can make, including myself. But that, of course, is why we have the robot. So as long as we set conservative percentages, we're not too greedy, right? We are conservative and we are mindful about the risks involved. We are mindful about the possible implications if we enter the trade too late. So we need to take into consideration what our current price is. And if the current price is not yet at the entry price, what do we need to do? We need to click on trade setting, set our first buying amount, set our margin call, save it, and then of course set our preset buying price, making sure that once the trade is started, we can always change our take profit percentage, or we can always go back to the trade setting and configure the margin calls. But now, if you're too focused on doing the entire trade setting, you may be too late to start the trade. So once you receive a signal, immediately go to your royal queue, click on trade setting, enter your first buying amount, at least 10% of your available capital. If you want to go with 50% of your capital, that's also fine. If you want to go with 100% of your capital, that's also fine. But you need to be aware of the risks involved, right? The risk involved there is that if you're using 100% of your capital, you won't have, of course, you won't have any more capital left to buy more of the dip. So you need to set up your risk to reward ratio. All right. How do you know this? By making sure that you don't, if you're a newbie trader, make sure that you don't go in with your full 100%. Hence, don't go all in. And that is the basics of a day trader. Avoid FOMO. Another important thing to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that if you have a coin already that is in floating loss and it is in sub-bin real-time settlement, and there's a signal called on that specific coin, you want to go and alter your distributed and take profit ratio. You want to open the margin call and make sure that the robot can buy a couple of times at that entry price, right? So if the current price is away from the entry price, you need to watch what the current price is. And once the current price reaches the entry price, which is on the signal, you go ahead and open up the margin call. Now the multiple buy-ins, right? The multiple buy-in ratio, it doesn't have to just be one time, doesn't just have to be two times, doesn't just have to be three times. It can be 40, 50, 60, 100 times, but it all just depends on your capital. right? So you want to be spreading your capital in different parts in order for the robot to take that profit as a sub sell. But if you have the whole warehouse mode and the robot has purchased maybe 5 times or more already, you will not be able to change the strategy mode from whole warehouse to sub and real time settlement. The only time that you'll be able to configure the margin calls is when you have 4 margin calls or less. And as soon as you change the margin calls to 5 or more, then only you will be able to change it from the whole warehouse mode to the sub and real time settlement. Don't it's not necessary for you guys to follow others when it comes to this trading. You guys need to find out what works for you. Which coin is your favorite coin? Which coin appeals most to you? Which coin is resonating to you? And you need to have a catalyst, something that is ultimately going to motivate you to keep on focusing on that coin. And of course, it's very important to track your trade, have what we call a watch list. And you can add a watch list to your Luna Crash, you can add a watch list to your coin market cap, to your coin gecko. You can even put the coin that you are trading on your favorites list. I'm mentioning all of these things, guys, but you need to do your own research. We cannot give you all of the information because, of course, we too want to be taking trades. We too want to be growing our business. We too want to be making sure that everyone in our team is doing well. So, having a watch list on the coins that you are trading is going to help you guys take profit in the sub and real time settlement mode, right? On consent that you allow the robot to buy dip, but you need to protect your capital at all times. Now, here are 3 of the biggest crypto mistakes that people make. Remember, I'm talking the whole time about doing your own research. Only buy cryptocurrencies, ladies and gentlemen, that you understand. If you haven't developed the necessary understanding of the coin, then you're going to go in blindly and you're just going to trade the coin to get your 1%. You may not be trading with big capital and you end up sitting with dust. All right. So only buy cryptocurrencies that you understand, that you can see yourself investing for the long term, because 12 months is considered to be a long term, right? Now, don't buy cryptocurrencies just because the price went up. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that many newbies make, is that they FOMO, fear of missing out. You don't know where the top is of that coin. You buy it at the top and boo, all the way down. The market goes in that coin just because you didn't find a proper entry or you didn't wait for what we call a retracement or a reversal in the market. So don't buy cryptocurrencies just because the price went up. The third one is that there's no diversification. You need to spread your risks by diversifying your portfolio. Yes, you can trade more than one coin on consent that your capital allows for it. But we always say that if you're going to be doing the manual trading, then figure out what your risk to reward ratio is by having a reasonable amount of capital to cover at least 4 margin calls, just in case the market dips on the specific signal that you have received. So you're looking at least having $250 to $350 per coin, so that you can divide the 350 or the $250 into 5. Why? Because the first buying amount is considered on its own, stands alone, and if you're adding 4 margin calls, it will be the 4 margin calls plus the first buying amount, which ultimately means that the robot is going to buy 5 times. It will buy the first buying amount, and it will buy the first margin call, the second margin call, the third one, and the fourth one. But we need to make sure that we set our margin call drop percentages in a realistic way going down. So we can have, for example, a total of 6% drop in the market. And between your 4 margin calls, you can actually divide that 6% by the 4 margin calls so that the robot can buy at different intervals, right? We can also choose to buy more of the coin at market price to decrease our average price. So here's some trading errors, the consequences, and then of course the trading success, how you get there. So if we look at the trading errors on the left hand side, if we think trading is easy and it brings quick profits, it follows that there is no need for trading education. There's no need for trading system that is proven to work. And think about what I'm saying clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it very, very clearly. That if we think that trading is easy and it brings quick profits, it follows that there is no need for trading education, which in actual fact, you need to have necessary trading education. It also means that there's no need for a trading system that is proven to work. We have a proven trading system here at Royal Q. No understanding of probability as it implies to trading. So what is the probability of you taking profit or actually of you not being able to take profit? There's no need for risk control when in actual fact there is a major big need for risk control. And then of course there's no need for caution in position sizing. You guys know what that means is that you have your multiple buying amounts, but what is your first buying amount? You can also change your first buying amount at any given time. So if we're not doing this, we will get the wrong trade, we will get the wrong position size, we'll get the wrong result. And the losses will be too big for your account size, which means that your account will end up blowing, not literally, but your account will be in what we call a floating loss. And it will be a bit difficult for you to get out of that floating loss if you don't add capital, because you thought that there was no need for trading education, no need for a trading system that is proven to work, no understanding of probability as it applies to trading, no need for risk control, no need for caution in position sizing, and that is what you will get. You'll get a wrong trade, you get a wrong position size, the wrong result, and your losses will be too big for your account size, and you'll just be negative because you did not do your own research. And now, in order to find this trading success, how you get there, ladies and gentlemen, you can be a successful trader if you follow this process. Learn how trading really works. And it's something that you can actually go and type in on the internet. How does trading really work? You can type it in on your YouTube. How does trading really work? Learn how probabilities apply. Why? Because when we are trading, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we can do our technical analysis. Yes, we can do our fundamental analysis. Yes, we can do the sentimental analysis and take the signals that is being sent. But of course, if you're not going to understand that crypto trading in most instances is mainly and purely based on speculation, and you don't speculate accordingly in a conservative manner, you can find yourself falling deeper and deeper into floating loss. Find a trading system that works. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found a trading system that works. The Royal Q artificial intelligence robot buys when low, sells when high. We are actually allowing the robot to buy when low so that the robot can then, of course, sell when high. And this is the reason why we're doing one shot. We're doing one shot so that you guys can protect your capital and so that you don't fall into floating loss. If you receive a signal too late, forget about it. Forget about it, because at the time that you want to enter that trade, it may be too late because it's bullish already. Make sense? So you need to have a complete trading plan. Your trading plan should be focused around the amount of time that you have to trade. And we usually send a list of signals or a couple of signals throughout the day. But you need to find a time throughout the day that you can actually tackle those signals. And we have sent a broadcast to the different groups, an important notice that everyone in the group needs to pay attention to the group at a specific time. The reality is, guys, that nobody really is with their phone every single day, every minute of every day. So it can be a bit difficult for you to check a signal. But if not, why not? Take a screenshot of the signal, send it to the group, and then, of course, put an alarm on your cell phone to alert you that it's time to check your WhatsApp at a certain time, right? So that for the trading success and how you get there, we will get to understand that if you start to trade your system with a very small amount of capital, you will get success. Start small, dream big. Plan for how or when you will increase your trade size as your capital grows. Your capital is, of course, going to grow once you get better and better with the one shot. All right. Plan for how and when you will decrease your trade size in case of losses. So here we talk about floating loss. It's not a real loss. It's an unrealized loss because we're trading on the spot market. So your account won't get blown. The robot will simply hold that trade until the market picks up above the last purchase that it had made. And if you're keeping it at 1% or 1.1%, it is better to take 1.1% or even 0.6% if you sell manually than to sit in a floating loss, right? You cannot set the trade setting on the whole position take profit ratio to lower than 1%. The percentage in your trade setting should always be 1% or more, but nothing stopping you from seeing the blues and even taking 0.5% or 0.6% from the market. When you click on sell, you click on market price, you click on 100%, and you confirm the sell. So you need to plan for how and when you will decrease your trade size in case of losses. Expect to take time to reach bigger profits. It's all about understanding, ladies and gentlemen, that trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. The more you're going to develop your skill, the better you're going to get at this. Even if it means, ladies and gentlemen, that you simulate setting up the trade. You don't have to start the trade, especially if you are in floating loss. You can just get better and better at setting the one shot by simulating it, right? By practicing on how to set the first buying amount, how to set the margin call drop, how many margin calls are you trading with, if you're trading with 4 or less, because if you're trading with 4 or less margin calls, you'll always be able to do a one shot. So of course, everyone wants the account to grow, but you need to be mindful about some of the biggest mistakes. Get your knowledge, understand it's all about buying low and selling when high, and diversify your portfolio as best as you possibly can, and consistently add more capital. If you can take at least 10% of your monthly salary, if you a worker, you're working for a boss, you're getting a salary. If you can at least take 10% of your salary and put it into crypto investment, do yourself that favor. And then also consider the basics behind this day trading. All of the words in green: control your emotions, practice paper trade, don't go all in, don't follow others, track trades, protect capital. Because your capital is not the same like mine, it's not the same like Julius. Your understanding, your knowledge is not the same. And we all obviously need to start somewhere. And a part of starting somewhere is to practice the paper trading, like I made mention to you guys, by simulating setting up the one shot. And once you're confident and you know now that you can set up a trade setting with ease, you can simply pick any coin at any given time whenever there's a signal and execute. But remember, we want to be executing when, of course, the market is giving us confirmation that there is, in fact, an opportunity to take profit. All right. So, is there anyone on the call that has any questions? All right, let me start with Vincent. Vincent, I'm asking you to unmute. You can ask your question.
Good morning, bro. Good morning, everyone. Please, I have a little question. A few days ago, I bought coin on my own. Then through the setting, I do the little setting, I understand. So since I bought the coin, it went into floating and it didn't come back. So I don't have any money to trade. I will use all my money for the coin, for the 3 coins I bought, like $300. So how am I going to go about it? How am I going to come out of that floating loss without investing any money? I don't have any money to buy coin. So is that the only money I have? So I don't know how to go about it to come out of the floating loss.
All right. So would you agree that you made a big mistake by going all in?
Yeah, I agree.
And how does it make you feel?
You said?
How does it make you feel that you have made that mistake by going all in?
Yeah, I don't feel happy because I couldn't buy any coin. Yeah, I don't feel happy.
All right. So I want to say, Leader Vincent, that I understand exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on the school, a lot of people in the groups that don't attend Zoom meetings, that don't pay attention. And I'm sure they're feeling exactly the same way. However, what they found is that the market always has a way of rebounding. Okay?
Yeah.
So please don't allow it to get you down.
Okay.
What's the name of the coin?
Let me go there and check. Wait. Okay, one
so.
each. One, the first one, one each. The other one, Ada. The other one, Uta. Uta.
Now let's talk about the coin that you just made mention of now that you went all in on. What's the name of that coin?
Yeah, the name of the coin. The first one, 1 inch.
No, I'm talking about the coin that you said just now that you did a one shot, but you used all of your capital on the one coin.
Yeah, that's the name of the coin I'm measuring now. The first one is 1 inch. The second one is Ada. While the third one is Auta.
All right. So did you put? So you said you had $300 capital. Am I correct?
Yeah. Oh, each is $100.
Okay, so you have $100 invested in each.
Yeah.
In each coin.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just see something quickly. Did you know that ADA Cardano is a coin that can be staked?
Sir?
Did you know that you can stake a coin called Cardano?
No.
All right. So staking is another way of being able to earn a passive income in crypto. But yeah, more so we are focused on crypto trading. And you may find that those three coins that you are trading right now, you have entered the trade at the top. You haven't entered the trade at the correct entry price. Maybe because you saw a signal, or I don't know what made you decide to get into those three coins. Was it based on a signal, or was it just based on guesswork?
Yeah. I got the signal late. So when they sent the signal, I was not aware. So later on, I saw the signal. So I said, "Okay, let me just go." So when I bought it, first time it went to blue. Then after some minutes, it went to red totally. Hello?
Yes, I'm still with you, and I hear exactly what you're saying. Like I
Okay.
was early on, guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with cutting losses. We're not saying that you must sell your coin off in a loss, but patience is power. Okay. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for the market to rebound, which it will, go and do some research on those three coins that you are trading. Right? Please do some research on those coins and see what the potential of those coins are. See what the current price of that coin is, of what those coins are, and also take notice of what the all-time low of those coins were in the past.
Okay.
And then you get more excited about what the all-time high of those coins are, because what goes up must come down. And unfortunately, in the case of you being in floating loss, you have a choice. You're either going to sell off at a loss, you're going to cut your losses and make peace with your loss and start over through experience or from experience, or you're going to add more capital right? Or you're simply going to focus on the affiliate marketing aspect of things and educate people around the mistake that you made so that they don't make the same mistake again. And of course, when your team is making money, you will make money as well. Does that sound like a plan, my good sir?
Sir?
Does it sound like a plan? The fact that you have more than one choice to make?
Yeah. But right now, I don't know what to do. But the question I want to ask, since I have I have a floating loss now, and the something is red. Okay, can I go back to the setting strategy and press sell so that we sell any amount you like, we sell so that we get the money back and trade again?
Yes. If it is money that you are using, that and that little bit of floating loss that you're experiencing, the profit loss that you're experiencing, if you can afford to lose, then yes, you can sell them all at market price, and you can begin, but not start over because you failed, but start over through experience. So yes, most definitely, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And one of the main important things, everyone must remember on this call is that when we're investing into crypto or into any other investment, we should be using money that we can afford to lose. It shouldn't be money that is going to affect our livelihood. So yes, more than welcome to do that and start over through experience and hit the one shots with more finesse, with better skill and better intention, more seriousness, paying attention to the group, coming to more Zoom calls, and inviting peers to come and join the business with you so that you can learn with the people that you have invited, so that you create a sense of accountability and responsibility upon yourself as a person, and also, of course, as somebody that is developing their leadership skills. So now we don't move forward because we're just winning, but we move forward because we have failed. It's a first attempt in learning, and we are moving forward. So yes, you're more than welcome to do that. Unless if you don't want to do that, you can wait for the market to rebound, which can take maybe even month, 2 months, 3 months. It can even take years for a coin to rebound. But at the end of the day, all that we need to understand is that where the focus goes, the energy flows. And if we are chasing profit and not the skill, then of course we're going to be potentially sitting in floating loss because we FOMO. And it won't be good on our portfolio. So as you please, sir, you can definitely do that. And then you can move forward positively, Mr. Vincent.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Bless you, brother. Yeah, get excited, pay attention, get excited, and just don't quit. This is an amazing business.
Okay.
It is not for just anyone, but this business is for everyone who wants to learn. Awesome stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to give over to Nebraska. Welcome, Nebraska, to the call. You're more than welcome to ask your question, please. I'm asking you to unmute.
Good evening from New Zealand. Yeah, it's evening here. Yesterday I started for the first time, and Queen Annalyn helped me to get started with $30. So I invested in the 1 inch also, and it was in the green. I think it was 1 point something. I can't remember because I didn't write it down. But then I discovered that it's in a floating loss, and then I paused it. So was that a good move?
All right, that's a good question. Many people do the same thing that you have done, but ultimately we have to think about it logically without any emotions. I know most of the time, many females will rather think with their emotions than think logically, and it's okay, but it's also not okay when it comes to trading crypto. So even though you have paused the trade, you need to think closely about what the consequences are of you pausing the trade. So now that you have paused the trade, will the robot be able to take profit when it's time to take profit? Should the market increase? Do you think so?
Okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm checking it every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions is not intact in here because I see this
Okay.
as a learning curve. And
Good.
then I can see how it goes up and down. And when I see it's more in the CHG percent, then in the green, then I will restart it so that it can take profit. So is it a good move or not?
Yes, I would say just to give you some of my insight as to what I've experienced is that even though you're pausing the trade, you basically then just giving the robot um, the understanding, or you rather telling the robot that you don't want the robot to trade this coin while it is paused. So I think it would be better to just continue the trade. And if you don't want to receive the the message that you get in your news whereby the coin has failed to cover the short position, then simply just stop the margin call and you won't receive that message, which can be annoying. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. So, okay, so because it's interesting to see that what it is doing. So if I see that the percentage is now minus 4.89, and when I stopped it, it was 4.87%. And as I said, I just checked that to see, and I also checked the price. So the price at the time when I've done it, the other one was on 3 p.m. New Zealand time. So the price was, it was 6%, minus 6%, and the price was 1.396. And now it's minus 4.7. Okay, it goes up to 4.83, and the price is 1.420. So I will check it before I go to bed and then start it so it runs again and then check it tomorrow, because this is, I just want to learn and see what happens there. Because if it can go up in the time when I'm sleeping, and if it can take profit, and if it's still not in profit, I'll check it tomorrow morning again. So that will be your evening then.
100%. And just like I mentioned to Mr. Vincent earlier on, is that, of course, where the focus goes, the energy flows. And if you're going to be too concerned about what your trade is doing, and not simply just trust the bot and allow the bot to do its work, then you're going to be putting yourself in a situation whereby in your subconscious mind, you're going to be thinking about this floating loss and, oh, I hope that the market is going to pick up. Oh, I hope that it's going to come out of floating loss, when there is, in fact, something that you can literally do about that floating loss, and one thing to bear in mind is that, of course, capital is king. So if you are able to add another $30 on top of the $30 that you already have invested, you'd actually be able to cut your floating loss percentage in half. Did you know that?
No, okay, that's good information for me now. Okay.
Yes. So you'd actually be able to cut it in half, and you can decide if you want to buy more at market price, or if maybe you want to add one more margin call and just open the margin call and allow the robot to buy once of the dip. All right.
Okay.
And then you'd be cutting the floating loss in half. You literally will be doing so. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks a lot for that.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes. Awesome. And we hope to see you on the next level of the business. Very exciting business to grow. Tell family and friends about it. Most instances, family and friends would be resistant to joining. And that's why we just go and speak to many other people. We speak to a lot of people and we'll make a lot of money. We look forward to seeing the New Zealand team grow to a huge team. All right. You're under a good leader. And yeah, she knows the road. So follow her. But then we want to encourage you to, of course, do your best that you can be and not compare yourself to her, but do what you can do in your capacity. Awesome stuff.
That will be good. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So now we're going to give over to Mr. Newsborn, and then we can bring the call to an end in the next 5 minutes. All right, Mr. Newsborn, I'm asking you to unmute, sir. Welcome.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. Please, I don't have much question, but I found that Vincent, the brother I just talked to, I believe you've explained more of it. This whole issue to him made a mistake, but I tend to talk to him on a market-wise, on this trading in which he has done. And many of us who had made a mistake, who have learned, who have tried to adjust. I believe Vincent had made a mistake. But another point I observed from him is that he's willing to take decisions and try to start all over again. But if he have to start all over again, in which perspective do you want to start? Because he told you he's willing to sell some of the coin to start all over again. That means I, as a leader, I find a solution in that place. And I wish you want to give him a solution. And the solution is when he entered the market with $100 each coins, he never thought of this what he is now. Now the solution is if he make a decision based on his capital right now, how will he, because I will want him to probably take a decision, maybe from my own perspective, maybe sell one of the coins or sell two of the coins. I take one, I use the rest money to rescue the other one. But how will he do it? Because many people are not taking the decision based on the magic gate strategy. And that lies on the configuration, margin configuration. And if he does not understand the margin configuration to take use of the magic gate strategy to save his coins, it will still be there, even though he looked for affiliate to join him. So the solution is, Mr. Vincent, you just have to come back here and let's find your solution for you drastically. That is what I want. Please, Mr. Kujay, invite back Mr. Vincent and let him learn how to take decisions from now on, because he's willing to take decisions. And that decisions, we help him and we'll find a way out for him to be free from the floating loss in which he finds himself. Because many of us here, they are still going to make that mistake and they are coming back floating loss. Because the man of yesterday, he thought of the solution, and that solution lies on the margin configuration. And now, if you find money, we have to teach him how to use the margin configuration to solve his floating loss issues.
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Newsborn. Is Vincent in your team?
No, he's not in my team, but in as much he's here and he asks a problem, and the problem we have 770 people in which I believe he's ready to take a decision based on his life. And he's not saying that he's not going to take a decision. He is the one that offered that he is willing to do something. And if he's willing to do something, we as leaders, we have to help him to make that decision with his knowledge of which he has now.
Yes, and Mr. Newsborn, you know, it's good that you're wanting to help him. One thing that we need to make everyone mindful about is that we are not financial advisors. We don't want to tell you what you need to do or what you should do with your money. We can only but give you certain recommendations, and then of course it is going to be entirely up to him. 3 rules: invest without fear, invest without emotions, and then of course invest money that you can afford to lose. It mustn't be money that you're going to need today, tomorrow, or at the end of the month. It must be money that you have at your disposal. So yes, you can still convert to USDT, allow the robot to hold the trade on the last position, and then you can always come back to that trade and buy more of the dip on that coin within your exchange. But that can be a complicated process for somebody that is not a crypto trader. So of course you want to figure out the most simple solution. And one of the most simple solutions is simply having patience. And of course, if you don't have the patience, add more capital to deliberately buy yourself out of the dip. And if you cannot add more capital to buy yourself out of the dip, then use your voice, use your fingers to type somebody a message. Say, hey, how's it? I'm Vincent. I'm just chatting to open-minded people about an awesome business called Royal Q. Have you heard of it before? No. Royal Q involves cryptocurrency trading. Have you invested into cryptocurrency before? No. Well, if I showed you a way on how you can do that without sending your money to a third party, would you care to take a further look? We're having a Zoom call later on at 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. South African time, and then another one at 8 p.m. South African time. When would be the best time for you to attend? Would you be able to attend the one in the afternoon or the one in the evening? Guys, it's so simple to give people options. And Vincent has the options. He has the options to sell at loss. He has the option to be patient. He has the option to add more capital. Or he has the option to focus on the main thing. The main thing is to speak to a lot of people so that you can make a lot of money. Ask any leader here on the call who's a ranking member in Royal Q. Have they earned what they have put in? Have they earned what they have invested? If they are growing their team, yes, because for each member that you invite as a VIP 1 member, you receive $30, $30, $30, $30, $30 until the 20th person, and 20 people is all that you need as a direct required amount of people on your team to have that criteria for V6. But the aim and the target or the goal is 3 people. That's $90. 3 people directly referred to you. A team of 20. Out of the 20 people, 3 people directly referred to you. Now, you're not going to be able to activate 3 people if you're going to just speak to 3 people. You need to be really good. You need to be really good like Leader Julius to be able to have that kind of ratio. You need to be really good like Queen Anneline to have that kind of ratio. You need to be really good to have that ratio to understand that, where the focus goes, the energy flows. I just gave you guys some tips now in a way on how you can start a conversation, a simple conversation with somebody that can easily change your life. And if you think about it, we all know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. We just need to ask the right question. So yes, by all means, Mr. Vincent, you can come to more Zoom calls, which is very much encouraged. But more especially so, speak to a lot of people to make a lot of money. Because now if your focus is on your floating loss, you're going to think about loss. But if your focus is on winning and you do what winners are doing, then you'll speak to a lot of people so that you can make a lot of money. Hey, how's it? My name is Mr. Newsborn. I'm just chatting to every open-minded person here in the area today. And
Yeah, Mr. I thank you for everything, but I still sorry to trustee say 1 or 2. I don't want to take much of your time. I feel most of us, like most downlines, because I don't want to be many of my people floating loss. When you mismanage your money, leader. So I don't want to be a teacher anymore that will be robbing my people the hey, thank you. No. You have to learn it in a hard way. I have 2 or 3 months as a person to dedicate all my time with. After 2 or 3 months, if you are cannot take decisions on yourself, means you're sorting, because I'm not the kind of leader that just want to papa the people all the time. You have to learn the hard way sometimes. Sometimes we see papa you, sometimes you have to learn the hard way. So that when you learn the hard way, when you are taking decisions, sometimes in your life, you will not be calling everybody, come and help me. That is my type of person, okay? But why am I saying that, Mr. Vincent? Not even Mr. Vincent, any other. If we don't know, Mr. Coach J, if we don't know how to manage our money through the margin configuration board, that place is a real business deal. If you don't know how to understand that table, you have not started business with Royal Q. You have not started. You can have thousands of people. You have not started. Because if you don't know how to manage your fund in that table, even the $100 you have, $200 you have, if you don't know how to calculate your mathematics and how much you want to invest with that table, even though you have thousands of people on that, you have not started. I can tell you that. And by the grace of God, the man of yesterday make it explicit that is the secret in which Royal Q lies.
Yes, 100%, Mr. Newsbourne. I fully agree with you. Yes, definitely. So there you have it, Mr. Vincent. We look forward to seeing you on top and never a flop again in future. And definitely we want you to win just as much as we want to win ourselves. So let me give, it wouldn't be fair of me if I didn't give Derek the opportunity to ask his question. Please, Derek, ask your question. I'm asking you to unmute and then we can bring the call to an end. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, my leaders. I watched what leader Julius was doing this morning, and also I had a problem with this setting my robot to buy in the sub. This is the subdominant mode or some sort of that, not instead of the warehouse mode. Because I always start my trades with this. It's always on warehouse mode. And I have tried several times to set it to the sub mode because I have some coins that are on floating loss, and I wanted to maximize more profit wines floating loss. So if it, I think I would suggest that can we, one of the leaders, can they do like a short video to teach people how to do this so that even when they are in floating loss, like now that the market is actually down, we can set this robots to buy and sell even when in floating loss. And also with yesterday training in the evening, I came in late, and what the leader yesterday was teaching was very, very good. And I requested for the link or for the recording, but till now I haven't got it. So I don't know if someone can spread this recording in different groups so I could catch it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. There is many recordings, and the recordings you'll find on Crypto Ambassador Team Eagles International, and those. Yeah, the link for the different live Zoom calls is, most instances, it's always posted in the different groups. So yes, there's many videos, there's many recordings, and it is very, very important, guys, that we do our research. Yes, we can make profit in floating loss, but without capital, that's going to be near impossible. So yes, we're willing to assist you where we can. And we're willing to assist our entire community, whether you guys are directly or even indirectly affiliated to us. So 100%. Thank you for your question. And yes, anyone can get out of that floating loss. We just need to focus on the main thing. And the main thing is to acquire the necessary knowledge. Without the knowledge, we're chasing profits, the profits is going to run away. But if we're chasing the knowledge, then the money will be attracted to us. So yes, let's give you some feedback by you asking in the group or in the different groups for the recording of the call. Okay. And I think last night's call will make a lot of sense to those who didn't attend. Last night's call will make a lot of sense to those who are actually wanting to get out of floating loss in the sub-bin real-time settlement mode. However, if the robot has purchased 5 times or more, and the strategy mode is in whole warehouse mode, then you will not be able to change it to sub and real-time settlement. Okay?
Okay.
Hope it-
Yeah. But most of my robots, sorry for interrupting, most of my robots buy just about 1 or 2 times, but still yet I still try to change it. It is not allowing me to do this. So I don't know what is actually the problem.
Yes, we can still change it. We can still change it. So what you want to do is just get back to the person who referred you, or get back to myself or Leader Julius,
Mhm.
and then it would be a good idea to attend another Zoom. Now, usually we're having a technical Zoom calls at 10 p.m. South African time every day, and I know it can be a bit late for many people. But if you ask a few people who are on this call that come to those calls consistently, like Leader Anthony, Leader Ayoton Newsborn, and some other leaders on this call, they get some good nuggets here, some good golden information that they can use to their advantage. All right. So yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to be keeping you guys here for too long. We hope that what you have learned here today is going to add value to your success, going to add value to your journey here at Royal Q. It's not a race, it's a journey. And yes, it's a journey that shouldn't be traveled alone. It's a journey that we need to be consistently inviting others to come and join in with us. So thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate your participation. And yes, we look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the next rank of the business. Set yourself a goal so big that it scares you. And of course, if your dream or your goal is so big that it scares you, then you're going to do whatever it takes to keep running to achieve that goal. All right. So thank you, everybody. And it's a bye for now. Leader Julius, over to you.